From the education standpoint, what would be something that you would say to entrepreneurs who are in that and where everything's messy? You know, I mean, they're probably not bookkeeping pros, so God only knows what it looks like. Here's a shoebox of some of the receipts I've kept, but not really all of them.
Yeah.
What would just be like some advice that you would give for that one?
I think the number one piece of advice I tend to give is very early on having some sort of written agreement with your co-founders or with your early stage team. I think there's this concept, and it's not even just in startups, it's human relationships in general, where they start and everything's going good and we're kind of living in this like pink cloud, this like rose-colored glasses scenario.
Yeah.
But conflict in human relationship and just like in a business is a when, not an if. It will at some point occur. And so the easiest way that you can handle and navigate that conflict is to make sure that y'all have an understanding of your relationship in writing up front. And along those same lines, and I've done a million posts and talks about this, but really being aware and mindful of who you're going into business with, I think is the number one mistake people make. They don't take into account really the gravity of the relationship that they're entering into. At the risk of sounding cliche, you know, starting an entity with someone really is like marrying that person.
Yeah.
I mean, you then have legal obligations to each other. And if y'all decide you want to walk away, it's not as simple as just kind of wiping your hands and leaving the situation. There are legal steps that have to be taken after that point to effectuate that termination. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's super complicated, but it does add a layer of complexity to that relationship that I think so many people kind of discount when they're making the decision about who their business partners are going to be.
Right. Yeah. And it feels like, you know, you, as a founder, you're looking for a co-founder, or if you already have one, it's just this person that maybe innately does something well that you don't do well. You know, they're the technical co-founder, I'm sales and marketing, whatever the case may be. But like you said, a lot of times that's kind of maybe even where that stops. It's like they're the yin to my yang from this standpoint of building a product. But when it comes to how we do business together, how we think we should spend the money, all of that kind of stuff, are there any like kind of, and I don't want to say checklist because I mean that would just be too black and white, but is there anything that founders could do, like just when thinking about their co-founder or potential co-founder, to kind of double check to make sure that they're maybe checking the right boxes?
Yeah, I think of it very similar to a marriage or a serious relationship in your personal life, right? Where do y'all see that business going long term? There are a million long-term visions for a business. Maybe I'm going into a business because I want to create a legacy company that I can hand down to my kids one day. Maybe you're going into business because you want to build something and in 3 to 5 years make a quick exit and make a lot of money and move on to the next thing. Both of those are perfectly acceptable, but if we're misaligned in that, then we're going to hit a point where we cannot continue to coexist and cooperate the business successfully.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like the video and comment. I love to interact. And as always, be sure to subscribe to the channel.